Bangladeshi people will never accept themselves as a slave of any country. It's not India, it's not America, it's not any country. As a citizen of this country, we need to be here. We need to be in the politics, and we need to talk for the people, and we need to rebuild our country as a politician. After the uprising, the reformation is very much important in our state.
What is the future about NCP and Jamaat alliance?
Our politicians, they don't have the accountability to their people, and whenever they got elected, they just forget about everything. The first priority for me and for my party is to make the leaders accountable and make the state accountable and make the state for its citizens. If you believe in change, if you believe in developed Brahmanbaria, then please vote for me.
আপনার শিক্ষা প্রতিষ্ঠানের ম্যানেজমেন্ট করে ফেলুন সম্পূর্ণ ডিজিটালাইজড। ব্যবহার করুন তালিমি ক্লাউড স্কুল বা মাদ্রাসা ম্যানেজমেন্ট সফটওয়্যার। সফটওয়্যারটি সম্পূর্ণ ফ্রি ট্রায়াল নিতে এখনই কিউআর কোড স্ক্যান করুন বা কমেন্টে দেওয়া লিংকের ফর্মটি ফিল আপ করুন।
Assalamu alaikum. You guys welcome to Innova Talks. This is me host, Madrasa Islam. Today I sit with MP aspirant and policymaker of the next political chapter in Bangladesh. Today we will ask to the question to our guest to understand, to figure out what the innovative idea and policy they will bring to design our new country. Well, my guest is today NCP leader and change maker, one of the loud voices of July Uprising, Ashra Mahadi. So let's welcome our guest, Ashra Mahadi. How are you, dear?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Thanks for having me.
Have a nice day, and I'm very happy to see you here.
Same to me.
Okay, so today we'll start from the back in 2020. So when you were a student of Al-Azhar University, you were arrested from police during the Awamirism. So what the real situation, what the real scenario there?
Okay, it was back in 2018 when I went for higher education in Egypt. And then after 2 years, I came back for a vacation. And at that time, I was a social activist. I used to write against crime or crime against humanity and the corruptions and so on. So in Awami regime, there was a common phenomena. If you write the right thing, if you write for the right of the people, then you can be disappeared, or anything can be happened with you. So that thing happened to me, and it was so common with the citizen of our country. And in my case particularly, that was like I used to write against against many odds of Awami League. Like, you know, there are many collaborators of Awami League. So they used to organize the things which is in favor of Awami League, like Shukrana Mahfil and everything. Many of the collaborators, they used to do things for Awami League and for their benefits. So we as a team from Qawmi Madrasa, we used to write against them. We used to write the right thing. We used to encourage people that what to do and what is not right, what is wrong. Then and you know, there are many agencies behind the scene, law enforcement agencies. They made a file against us, like 200 or 250 pages long, like many of the writings that we wrote before that. And then they filed a case against many of us, and I was one of them. So after that case filing, when I was about to leave the country, and I put a status on Facebook, on social media, that I'm leaving. And then quickly they sent the file at the immigration, and then I stopped at Dubai, and Dubai was the transit point for me. So I stopped there, and they just returned me back, and I got arrested. So that was the whole scenario. And then after that, I waited at the airport for like 19 hours without any food. And after that day, the all night long, after Fajr, so that case was filed at Chittagong in Chatgaon Thana. And then one of the team of police, they came and they arrested me from the airport. So that was the story of my arrest for the first time.
Okay, I got it. Thank you very much. Okay, so next we'll move to the next question. To my knowledge, you are from Madrasa background, and specifically, if I talk about from the Qawmi Madrasa, and finally you are graduated from Al-Azhar University on Islamic Sharia, right?
Yes.
Okay, so but you are entered in politics. So what inspiration leads to you to enter in politics?
Okay, politics is it's not about my identity that encouraged me to come to the politics. It's like my surroundings, and I would say there was an influence for my family background as well, as my grandfather was a great politician of this country. So we grew up as in a political surroundings. So as a family member, I used to see things, I used to analyze, and I used to talk about things when I was very young. At my age of, I can remember, it was like 15 or 16. So I used to write my journals and diaries every night, what happened today, and in which protest we went today, and what happened there, and how things went. So from that time, I was very aware of the incident of politics. So I was so into it. And that was the very beginning of that. And after that, when we grew up, or when we are growing up in the fascist regime from 2009 to 2024, before the uprising, we have seen many things. We have witnessed many incidents, and that encouraged us that as a citizen of this country, we need to be here. We need to be in the politics, and we need to talk for the people, and we need to rebuild our country as a politician.
Okay, yes. Okay, the one thing I need to share with you that is a growing number of Islamic scholars argue that democracy is haram. But as an Islamist, you are doing politics right now. So what do you think about this?
Okay, democracy and politics, it's not the same as per my belief. So, first of all, democracy, if you see it as a belief system, that is problematic. So democracy is not just a belief system. You can see it as a mechanism as well. So if you go with a mechanism, if you go with the material that can help you in providing justice, in providing the accountability in your country, in the politics, then why not? If you avoid the contradictions with your belief systems in democracy, then I don't think it's wrong. So if you go with the belief system, then what is the belief system of democracy? Democracy, it tells us that you cannot believe that your God or your creator can be the lawmaker. So that is the question of the democracy that from Islamic scholars' end. So if I want to describe it, or if I want to just keep it as simple as a mechanism, then I don't have to go that way. So my belief is my God is everything, my creator, my Allah can provide us the law, but Allah will not come to your parliament. Allah will send
Yes.
you, Allah is sending you, Allah sent you from the very beginning of this world of this earth and make you the representative of Allah. So if my belief is that, and I work as a representative of him, then I cannot see any contradiction or any conflict in this. So democracy is just a mechanism, so it can provide you that you can see in the fascist regime what happened. So everyone is believing in democratic or constitutional rights or democratic protest and demonstrations, right?
Yes.
So what happened then? So we went out and came on to the street and asked for anti-discrimination movement. So that has nothing to do with our belief system, and that has a very common ground with I would say with democracy as well. So if democracy can provide you anti-discriminative society, anti-discrimination thing, then what is so wrong with it? So if you can see it as a mechanism, I'm repeating it, if you just see it as a mechanism, as a material, so there is no problem with democracy. And there is a famous book of Taha Hussein, لا تقل الديمقراطية كفر. So there are many logics and many things that you can see democracy in other way. So you can explain it otherwise, and you can have very rational things that you can provide to the people, and don't have any conflict or contradiction in your belief system with your belief system. So that is
Okay,
also
that means you are talking about politics would be a tool for a setup in support justice, right?
Yeah, it's I would say it's just three examples. Like I can establish Insaf, I can provide accountability, and many and so on. So there are many examples. So it's you have to look at the whole scenario. Like it's a material, it's a mechanism, it's not a belief system. So that's what I
So
say.
as a politician, what is your goal? Would you like to would you like to set up or install justice in our country?
As a politician, yes. Well, if I talk about what happened in our recent era, in our recent politics, like for the past 17 years, so that was totally unexpected. And we don't have to go we don't have to go for so long. If we just put this story and history in front of us, then I think it's enough for us to decide what to do and what is so problematic in our society. And I believe our politicians, they don't have the accountability to their people, and whenever they got elected, they just forget about everything. So after one election or after two election, when you realize that you don't need vote for the people, then you are no more accountable. So that's what happened in our recent time. And as we are saying, the reform thing, after the uprising, the reformation is very much important in our state. So we keep talking about the reformation and many mechanisms that were problematic in our state functionaries and in state systems, and one of those are establishing and recreating or reclaiming our state organizations. So we can talk about our anti-corruption organization and many things, election commissions, so which have to have the status of the state organization. So in that particular cases, we cannot see accountability to our people. We have seen that those who are the leader of those organizations, they became more than a god or more than something. They have a very gap with their people and everything. So we believe that we have to reclaim all these things, and we have to rebuild our country from all these things.
Okay, sounds good. So I'd say you are Islamic politicians, but if we see in our country, we have the many Islamic political party like Jamaat-e-Islam, Chormonai, and Khilafat Moslems. So, except this, why did you join NCP for politics?
Okay, so it's a very good question. And for the answer, you have to concentrate to the background of Islamic politics and what was going on in Islamic politics or Islamic parties in this regime, in this Indian subcontinent after 1954, and what was happening after Arab Spring. So I believe these two incidents is very important. And I was talking about it when I came here before this episode. So in Islamic politics, and if you want to set the Islamic politics in this existing state system, so it is near to impossible. Let me describe. I would say what happened in the National Consensus Commission. What happened there? So many of our political parties, they debated on what is to reform and what should the reform look like. So that was the major question. And after all these debates, our politicians said what? Like, we have to follow the basic structure of our constitutions. So you are not able to change the basic structure of your constitution. So that's the basic thing. So if you're not able to do that, then how would you replace or reclaim the Sharia state in these existing state functionaries? So that was the crisis, what happened after the Arab Spring in Arab countries. You see the situation of Muslim Brotherhood right now. You see the situation of Annahda Party right now. So their transition period from 2012 to 2023, that was huge. In 2019, they got aligned with a secular party. And the leader of, like, the chair of another party, he was a very conservative and I would say, in other words, very far right leader in 1980s, Rashid Ghanushi. And then he was the same person, he was the chair in 2019. I think the year is near to 2019. So he got alignment with the secular party. So how did that happen? So that is a big question. So in these state functionaries, so one of our student leader and very well known, I argue with the term of mastermind, but he played a major role in our 24 uprising, Mahfuz Alam. And he said in an interview with Prothom Alo, like, if we claim the state and the Sharia at the same time, we will lose both. So outraged and many critics happened after that, and many things. He received a very unexpected talks, unexpected critics after that. But if you see the depth of this theory, like, it's pragmatic. So from that think process, from all of these things, I believe we need a major change if we want to. I believe in Sharia law as a Muslim. I have to, and we have to. But in this particular time and in this period of time, in these existing state functionaries and system, is it even possible? If you see at the role of Islamic parties in National Consensus Commission, what was their role? Did they offer any proposal of making Islamic state after the uprising? No. Why not? So that is the major question.
Okay, so you were talking about the Islamic Sharia, but if you're elected as a member of the parliament, so is it possible to install in Bangladesh?
I am a joint convener of NCP, National Citizens Party. So, National Citizens Party is working with citizen-based rights and everything. We work with the citizens, and we believe that if we empower the citizens, if we can establish the Insaf and justice, the core thing of Sharia, the 80% of Sharia will be there. So that is one thing. And as a Muslim and as an Islamic scholar, so in my belief system, I cannot remove Sharia from it. So it is always there. But I have to decide in these particular situation, what should be the role of mine. Will I go to the jungle or anywhere in the desert? Like nowhere? Or will I play my role effectively in this society, as my responsibility is always there? So that is the core question. So as my organization offered, as NCP offered to the people, as NCP's proposal to the citizens, we always emphasize on protecting the citizens' right. So that is the core thing. And this question of you is, your question was, can I install the Sharia in the parliament?
Yes.
So that is not the goal of NCP as well. And as I said earlier, it's not even possible for the Islamic parties as well. So that is, you will see the explanation in Wael Hallak's Impossible State as well.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next question, I'd like to ask you, what changes do you want to bring for the society as a new politicians or the upcoming politicians?
Okay, so many changes we are dreaming of, but I believe we don't have to be, we cannot talk about any utopia. So we have to be more pragmatic, and we have to set our short-term goals, and we have to be visionary as well at the same time. For this particular time and for this time being, the first priority for me and for my party is to make the leaders accountable and make the state accountable and make the state for its citizens. So that is the major thing that we have to change. And you see, there are corruptions everywhere.
Yes.
So what is the core fault, or what is the core flaws for these corruptions? Because you are not holding people accountable. So this should be the first priority of every political party, I believe.
Okay, this is the problem of our country. And the next question I will ask you, the recent time NCP decided to join with the Jamaat-e-Islam. So what is the future about NCP and Jamaat alliance?
Okay, so it's just an alliance. It's not any ideological based alliance. So it happened before election. It's not just in Bangladesh, it's in Indian subcontinent. It happened many times. So in our very areas and in our very eras, so that is very common, that the binary between you and your opposition, it should be within two party. So this is the psychology of your voters. So you cannot change it overnight. So it will remain the same. So we are talking about the third power. Like we have to go beyond the binaries. We have to go beyond polarization of Awami League, BNP, Nauka, Dhane, Sheesh. So we have to go beyond that. So we are talking about this, but as per our voter psychology and our people's psychology, our citizen psychology, so it is something like it has to be within two parties. It has to be within two alliances. So for pragmatic thinking, for pragmatic decisions, we have to make it, and we have to go for we have to go for this alliance. But it is not any ideological alliance. And you see the alliance happened in 2001 as well. So there was alliance in BNP and Jamaat, and that was not any ideological alliance. So BNP was a nationalist party, and they functioned as within their beliefs, within their belief system. They did not become any far right or right party after the alignment with Jamaat. So as did we.
But many citizens talking about right now, after alignments of Jamaat-Islam, they are talking about NCP is losing their unique identity. So what do you think about this?
I don't think so. NCP, after this alliance, and just because we declared the alliance with Jamaat-e-Islami, we are not about to lose our identity. I don't believe so. Because the ideology of NCP within this time period, like after 2025, 25th of February to this time before the alignment, our politics and political lineup was very clear. So we were so vocal on reformative politics. We want reform, and that is our first priority. And it has no connection with election. So election will be there on the certain time and on declared time. So we don't have any problem with the time frame of election. We have said it 1,000 times on talk shows and everywhere. So election will be there, and the reform agenda is the first priority of NCP.
Yes.
So before the election, we talked about it many times, and after the election, we believe in the National Consensus Commission, our allies, they will remain with us after the election as well with the reform agenda.
Okay, the similar question, after alignment of the Jamaat-Islam, from NCP, the women leaders resign, like Taslim Jara and Tasnova Jabin. So what are thinking NCP about them?
It's not the women. You cannot just womanize this issue. Just because I'm telling you the reason. Many NCP women leaders are there, so they did not resign. That is the first thing. And the second thing is, when we are talking about Jamaat or any Islamic party, then we try to find out any conflict with the women issue and with many issues. So, but the thing here is, our women leader who resigned, they clarified that Jamaat-e-Islami or any Islamic party is not the reason that they resigned. The reason is, to them, I mean, in their lens, they explained it like internal democracy is a problem, quote unquote, as they said. And going with alignment with any party was a problem. So, as they said, if we used to go with BNP as well,
Yes,
then they would resign as well. So, as per their statement. So this is not any women issue or any Islamic party. We have got the alignment with Jamaat-e-Islami or any Islamic party and that's because the women resigned. That is not the case.
okay, thank you very much. So let's move to another part of our discussion. The last month, we know that Usman Hadi were killed. So why Usman Hadi was targeted? What is the reason behind this?
The reason was very clear. I think his statement, and he was very out loud about the Indian hegemonic influence. So anti-Indian hegemony. So that was the root of this country from the very beginning. So after 1971, it was a major issue with our nation. So India was trying to influence with its hegemony many times, and we suffered with that. So whenever a leader came and talked clearly about it, talked clearly against Indian hegemony, he was targeted. And that happened many times in our country, more than 3 or 4 times. And Usman Hadi, Sharif Usman Hadi, Shahid Sharif Usman Hadi was one of them. And I believe major two things that came from this incident. One is the root of this country, the root system, the root belief system of this country and of this nation, it can never be the slave. Bangladeshi people will never accept themselves as a slave of any country. It's not India, it's not America, it's not any country. So nobody can be our God. That is a very clear message that after the Usman Hadi incident, when every one of us said, we are Usman Hadi, so the message was very clear. So we are not accepting your godness, or we are not your slave. So this is the first thing. And the second thing is, when he got a headshot, so all of us, it's not just about political leaders, all of our citizens in this country are insecure. We are not secured. I don't know, after this show, I will not receive any headshot. So there is no surety, or you cannot assure me. So the security and the national security system of our country after this incident was very vulnerable. So every citizens are scared, and they came onto the street. And after this scariness, or after this incident, when every people and every citizen came onto the street for the demonstration, so what was the result? So we don't fear. We are not afraid of any Indian hegemony. We are not afraid of anyone. So that is another message.
Okay, I am acknowledge with you. We are insecure right now, specifically by talking about after killing Sharif Usman bin Hadi. So, we are very close to elections, upcoming election. So in these circumstances, what do you think? Is this possible to election?
I don't think so. Because before election, such incident, and this time it's much more scary, but I believe we need a peaceful power transition. So that is the first priority for every political party. Like anything happened, the power transition, the peaceful power transition, and working for that and making that happen is a big responsibility, and should be the first priority for every political party, as I believe. Because if the election will not take place, then who will be the happy, and who will be the happiest power, or the happiest quote unquote I don't think they are the power right now, but the happiest like collaborators and fascist and their collaborators, they will be the happiest in this certain time. So I don't think that should be the case. Under any circumstances, we need to make that happen, and with all the political parties, we need to make the election successful.
Okay, so you are participating in upcoming elections. Probably you are candidate from Brahmanbaria too. So what do you think about this? How to impress the people to getting vote?
Okay, it's a bit challenging for us, for NCP as a new political party, because the establishment are there, the old establishment, the money, the muscle powers, and every political leaders. But the interesting fact is the youths and the people who want a change right now, they are not so convinced. If you see the statistic for last few months, many statistics that you will see that people are not deciding, or people are not expressing who they are voting for. So people are just making this hide. Why so? Just because people cannot believe the old establishment or the old people that are there, and the old people that who are trying to just replace or just flip the coin and becoming and trying to become the another part or another side of the fascist regime. So people don't believe in that case. People don't believe in that case scenario. And I believe in my certain area, what I can see hope in people's eyes. They're telling us that we need change. We have seen everywhere. We have seen everyone. We have seen every party. So we need to take someone else this time. We need to vote for change. So particularly this sentence, we need to vote. We will vote for change. Particularly this sentence, I have listened, I have heard many times in my constituency. So there is a hope.
Okay, as earlier I mentioned, you are from Madrasa background and graduated from Islamic Sharia. So for a few minutes, if I think after elected as a member of the parliament, what will you do for Madrasa education?
Okay, so it's not about after electing as a member of parliament. It's one of my visions and one of my key area of working before uprising and after uprising as well. And we have organized more than 10 seminars and symposiums after the uprising for Qawmi Madrasa students. How can we improve and take them, I mean, in this many specific time, the existing system is trying to make them marginalized and isolated. So removing all these odds, we have offered many proposals in a pragmatic way. And one of the key challenges with Madrasa student is their certificate. So in Hasina's era, in Hasina's regime, in 2018, he offered a master's, the master's certificate in Dawra for Dawra Hadith, Qawmi Madrasa background. And that was totally, I would say, and that didn't work. That was not fruitful. So we cannot take any, we cannot go abroad and study with this certificate. And it was not functional. This certificate was not functional. So the first challenge is for Madrasa student, make it functional and make them, we need to set them free. Like as their skill is so high in terms of Arabic language, in terms of Islamic education. If you go to any universities or globally which is high ranked, then the Madrasa student, especially the Qawmi Madrasa student, are very skilled. If you see the result of Al-Azhar University, in top 10 students, you will find 3 or 4 Bangladeshi student, and their background is Qawmi Madrasa. So that is astonishing and that is hopeful as well. And I believe if we can make opportunities for these students, if we make these skilled useful, then it's not just in Bangladesh. All this globe and all the world will become a global village for this madrasa community. So we are trying to make something like that for madrasa student and make this world as a global village for this madrasa community, so that they can go anywhere and they can spread their aspiration and skills. They can work for the whole global community.
Okay, you're once again, thank you very much for joining with us. We're going to end today's conversation. So if you have any comments or if you want to share anything to your voters or viewers, so you can leave some words.
Okay, so for my voters, so I don't believe in any utopia, as I said, and I'm a very pragmatic guy. And in my election manifesto, I did not offer anything vague or anything which is not possible. I have limited my manifesto, and it was made after talking to the people, after listening from them as they expected from me as their representative, or if they vote for me, what are they expecting from me? So once I heard from them, and then I wrote my manifesto. And that was not the manifesto of mine for Brahmanbaria too, for Shorail, Ashuganj, and Bijoynagar, some part of Bijoynagar. What I have wrote, that is not so huge. And I have told them, so I have a short-term goal, and which has to be visible within 1.5 years. And if you cannot see it visible, you will hold me accountable. So you will catch me, you will ask me, and I will be available for you everywhere. And I'll set office in every union. So as I said, as I committed. And then I have a long-term goal as well. So in my particular manifesto, I differentiate these two parts and clarified it with my people. So if you believe in these manifesto, if you believe in change, if you believe in developed Brahmanbaria, then please vote for me. And please, before voting, please do check which of your candidates is offering you the best proposals and the best manifesto. And the reality is, many of the candidates, they are talking about, they're just putting comments the opposite parties and their opposite candidates, and they're not offering anything for their people. So that is the one thing, and that is the hope, and I believe that's where the uniqueness of NCP as an NCP leader, that's the uniqueness of mine as a candidate in my constituency, because none of our candidate in my certain area has offered anything, any development, any changes for youth, or any changes for our remittance fighters, or any changes for our underprivileged people. They did not offer anything. So I have mentioned every single thing for them. So in my manifesto, that is very clear, crystal clear. So please do read. I would say to my voters, please do read the manifesto before you vote. That's all.
Thank you very much.